conscriptions are some services that you should do for your country that they are compulsory. You know, they're mandatory.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
Okay.
Hi. Nothing nice. Hello. Hello.
Hello to everyone. Thanks for joining. The conscriptions is a subject. Yeah. Conscription means services that you should give and that you should do it for your country, and absolutely they are mandatory and compulsory. For example, one of them is military service. That we have kinds of that in different countries and various names. As you can see here, we have some countries that they don't have no defense forces. Okay, because they think that this is a peace war and we shouldn't have any war and this something like this. Okay. Another type is no enforced conscriptions. They don't have any conscriptions. Maybe they have some militaries and they have some defense forces, but they don't have any conscriptions. They are free and they can do all the things. We have some countries in the no defense enforced conscriptions. These countries like Argentina, Belgium, Canada, and France. We can go to Argentina. Let's see it. As you can see here, Argentina just started to make these compulsory military services from mandatory to voluntary in 1995, and just try to get some voluntaries that make them professional. But if you want, you can go there and be professional, and the women are in there too. But in Argentina, the word compulsory military service was known as La Colombia, yeah, and this word came from the three words: correr, that means to run, and limpire. There are a lot in there. Limpire, that means to clean, and another word is burr, to sweep. These three things that they did at the military services, just for these three words. But the next country is Belgium. Just in the peacetime, Belgium started to make their country without any compulsory and mandatory military service. In 1992, they just changed it, and since 1995, they get some volunteers to make them professional and be good for country. Yeah. The next country is just Canada. You know, I think this Canada is a nice country because after the peacetime and after the World War, they don't have any conscriptions in their country. Yeah, but in their country, I think it is a nice thing that you have no conscriptions in your country because there is no force. You can just get some professionals, and after that try to improve them and make them good for your country. When there is a war, you can use them. And also I should tell, for these countries, they will make the voluntary military service to the compulsory or mandatory military service as another meaning to for the world wars, I don't know, civil wars or something like this, that there is some war in the country and they need more soldiers. As all the military services are just for getting and improving some soldiers. For next country is France. Yeah, this country was the hometown of creating the modern military services. You know, after the French Revolution, they just tried to make the modern military services. You know, I think they themselves understood just these military services are not good and try to make them voluntary from 1996 and get professional like other countries, you know. And in these countries, in these kind of countries like France, Belgium, or I don't know, Argentina, they just try to use okay, women to improve them. But we have another group too that is naming both compulsory and voluntary military service. Yeah, that it includes some countries like United States of America and Colombia. These both compulsory and voluntary military service just mean that there is some compulsory services, for example, like militaries. I don't think that is military, but absolutely should be some works like just service to your country, like working in schools or something like this. And Colombia and United States, they get the volunteers and just try to send them to the defense, and try to improve their countries, not just force people to go to the military services. After this group, we have another kind, and it is mandatory military services. Yeah, and our country just came in this group. This group just includes lots of countries that it has the most percentage in these 7 groups. One of them is Cyprus. This country just started to have a military service that Cyprus have compulsory military service for all Greek Cyprus that has Greek parents, you know. They have the compulsory military service. The men between ages 18 to 21, all of them should go to the compulsory military service. And even some people that they are non-citizens, they should go to compulsory military service because they have the Greek Cyprus parents. The next country is South Korea. This country just have the compulsory military service. This has a constitution that names compulsory military service. This conscription just includes the people who are in the age of 18 to 13. And if your age be more than that, you cannot go there. But there's one point here that we should pay attention to it. That it is, they have some physical tests and checkup before they wanted to go to military service. Yes, they have after these checkups they have some marks and tell them how they can go to military service. The mark 1 to 3, they're normal. Yeah, they can go to military service. They are really they are at the complete health and nothing happened. But the point, the mark 4 is just for grade 4 or mark 4 is just for the people that have individual problems. Yeah, they can just do their works and fulfill their duties in the military service just by working in civilians and be a civil worker. Yeah, but the grade 5 are people that just could give their conscription and fulfill their duty in the time of the peace in the defense of the country. For example, in the borders of the country, we have some soldiers. They can do it to that grade 5. But the grade 6, there are some people that there are exemption for both compulsory military for both situations, and they won't go to military service and they don't have any conscription. But we have another grade, and the last grade, it is grade 7. That there are some people that they should have a re-checkup after 2 years to see them that did they get complete health or not? After South Korea, I think it should be a nice country, Iran, and it has a nice history because in Reza Shah time, in June 25, the Reza Shah just approved the military service law in the Majlis, yeah? In the Majlis, yeah. In that time, both men and women should go to the military service, yeah? Because that was a rule, and the length of the compulsory military service was about 2 years, and because they need more soldiers. We had, I think, 1 million in military service, and they need just 100,000 soldiers, and they choose 1 man between 10 men to go to the professional level. Yeah. But nowadays, every person that goes to the 18 years old just should go to the military service. You know why? Because they think that they are adults and they should go to these kind of services and be a conscription man. And well, the next country is Egypt. Egypt is a country with Iranians, I don't know, Iranians like the rules that Iranians like it, you know. Egypt just have a compulsory military service for males that for males that are in age 18 to 31, and they shouldn't go to military service when they are studying and they are at school. But after finishing it, in age, I think in age of 28, they should go to the military service and fulfill their duty, you know, and give their service to their country. But there is another exception too, that the people who are from 2 nationalities, one of them from Egypt, another from another nationality, there are exceptions for compulsory military service too, and they shouldn't go to the military service. And because of that, I told you that it can be a rule that Iranians like it, because most of the people will be exempted on that time. The next group that we have is compulsory military service for women. There are 3 countries here: Cuba, Israel, and North America. You know, North America just nowadays try to be a what? Yeah, North Korea. Just to be a full defensive country, and it wanted to be a full. How can I say? North Korea just started to be a full defense country, and a country that can attack a lot of countries. And Israel, as you know, Iran and Israel just have a lot of bad relationships together, and the relationships are not good. And just because of that, they try to be in war together, but nowadays there's some happens that they want to be friendly at each other. Another group is conscription to be abolished in the near future. It is some countries that they have compulsory military service, but in the near future they will be too voluntary or no. Adult they will be omitted. These countries include Ukraine, Republic of Kazakhstan, and Georgia. These 3 countries are just trying to make it omitted or too voluntary. What I should tell you, for these all of the countries with these kinds, even there is 1 bar in the wall, they should have the compulsory military service for just improving and growing some soldiers for the country. And exactly they will do that because if they won't do that, they will be omitted from the air. And if they do that, they will proud of themselves. And at the end, I should tell you that the military service, some countries understood that it is not a good action and totally omit it. Like the countries that has no defense force, or the countries that has no enforced conscriptions. Yeah, but some countries like Argentina or France just wanted to have some power that they're professional. Some people that they're professional and be the best in the world. But some countries, like Iran, our country, just try to have these kind of military services conscription to be completely war and defending country, and drawing all the people to be ready for the war. And thank you for listening to me. That was the end. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you.